Ask any one of them.
Good morning. This is Jeannie here, and the purpose of my videos is to face my fears and get control of my vocabulary. Sometimes I make mistakes and use words or use words in the wrong way. So when this happens, just laugh along with me and know it's a work in progress. Today, I was born under a star. I was born at Virgo, and my Chinese horoscope is Ox, so that means I'm a loyal, stubborn lady. So anyway, today's subject is I'm going to talk about my birth. And I got notes. I'm going to look at my notes because I try so hard not to look at my notes because I want to give the impression I am so smart. But it's not true. I am not. But the thing is, I was born 26,577 days ago. I'm just a young thing. And I have slept 8,859 hours, more or less. That is the equivalent of 24 years. But I am not Rip Van Winkle. I didn't sleep the whole time. I had breaks during the years. So for those who think I'm saying I slept for a straight 24 years, that is definitely not true. My birthstone is a sapphire, and its energy is to protect you from harm. And I think it has done so very well all these years. I am a baby boomer. I am a product of World War II. Anyway, it's my policy to protect the privacy. World War II brought, after World War II and during World War II, they brought great things to our country. We started the jet engine, nuclear fusion, the radar, and just many other things also. This opened the door to space, and we started doing more air travel as commuters. In 1945, Grand Rapids introduced fluorine into their water system. Now, Hitler, he used fluorine to calm down, to sedate the Jews in the concentration camps. And you stop and think, if Hitler used fluorine to subdue the concentration prisoners, why are we using it? It's very toxic. I mean, they said it's for our teeth. Well, when I was a little girl, I must have been drinking out of the creek because I had major bad teeth. And so I don't know about this fluoride theory conspiracy. I don't know. I just give you the facts I have, and that's that. And you can look it up if you want. What else the 40s brought to us was the Slinky, Velcro, Tupperware, the Jeep, and the Frisbee. When the men and women came home from war, the last thing that was on their mind was dinner. And you can tell by the 50% birth rate. They weren't thinking about dinner. They had other things on their mind. My path is 5. That represents progress, adventure, opportunity. And I am a curious as a cat. So that means my life is still in progress too. I expect and I will live my life to the fullest. What I consider what's good for me is not necessarily what you think for me. I am content. I am happy. I do go into my phases of depression. So everybody does. So we don't worry about that. Truman was our president back in the 40s when I was born. And let's talk about my daddy. My daddy was in the U.S. Army. He drove for General Patton, drove truck. Not General Patton personally himself, but he drove trucks for General Patton. On the last day of the war, my father got shot in the leg, gave him 80% disability, and he earned the Purple Heart. So, just one more day, that's all he needed, and he could have gone home a whole man. But they drove him from Belgium to Paris, and for the pain, they gave him coffee. Now, I've been on that drive from Paris to Belgium, and it's a pretty good drive. And I really and truly never understood how coffee could be a pain reliever, but apparently it's a very good pain reliever. So when you do your storage, put some coffee in there. I think the coffee has to be very, very strong, really black, then stand up without a cup. But that's what they did for my father. I was born in hill country in Texas, just outside of Austin.
Was she here? I think I have a right to know what this is about.
I was born into a little shack, and looking at the pictures, I don't even think it had a floor. I think the floor was dirt, an outdoor toilet. You know, all the amenities that you can have of being born in a shack. We had it all, baby. And my daddy, he waited for me to be born, but I guess he grew impatient because he took off with his buddies and headed off to Mexico, got drunk, wound up in the Mexican jail for disorderly conduct. So I don't blame him for running off. I was a month late. I guess I would get tired of waiting too. And I was born the day after, 2 days after his birthday, 2 days after his birthday. And I was born at home. I was delivered by a midwife. The midwife happened to be a medicine woman. And that medicine woman happened to be my grandmother. I know you look at me and say, oh, she doesn't look Indian. But I'm only half. My mother was European, and my father was Blackfoot Indian. So, got some good thoughts, got some brain racing things going on over here. But I learned to talk, or I didn't talk until I was 1 year old. And my first word was, I want a drink of water. And, you know, people all my life have talked over me and not listened to me. So maybe that was the same thing in my first year of life. Everyone talked over me. Nobody really listened to me. Maybe. Or maybe I just didn't feel like talking. I didn't really have anything to say until I wanted a drink of water. I don't know anything about when I started to walk or anything like that. All I know is the tales that my mother and my grandmother gave me. One of the worst stories they told me is kind of, oh, shame, is they took me to the outhouse and I fell in. sounds so nasty.
Joan
Ugh.
Wilson, 4D. She's on the board of the St. Francis Battered Women's
So
Shelter.
anyway,
Headquarters half a mile from
another
Cassie's
thing I
house.
remember is I had a dog. And one day this big old rattlesnake was lurking around the outhouse. And so he was coming after us kids. I guess we made him mad with all our noise. I don't know. But our dog jumped into action to protect us. And the snake bit him right on the nose. And my dog died. So did the snake. They killed him. But
I just talked to Danny at the hospital.
it's
John
a
Wilson's
blessing
not
to
raised
have a
up, but
dog
he had to be the husband
sometimes.
he got to her.
Just keep clear of those
Here's what I can't
rattlesnakes.
figure out. He's been
Let's
abusing her
see.
for years, and she decides to
If there
run
was
now when
anything
she's
else I
past.
wanted
That
to
doesn't make
tell on
sense.
my birth.
2 weeks before D-Day. Maybe she dug up the courage.
Well, then who's the guy in the overcoat?
Is that John Wilson's
It was just my mother, my father, my grandmother, Anita, and Linda.
Here's something weird.
Anita's
John
my
Wilson,
oldest sister.
4th grade teacher in
I'm
Brooklyn,
third
holds the
born.
title on a TV repair
And
shop in
according
Forest
to the
Hills. She picked it up
pictures
out of foreclosure 2 years ago.
that I only have one picture now that I looked at.
Mrs. Wilson? Hi. I'm Danny Taylor.
And
I'm with the FBI. Do you mind if I ask you a couple questions?
oh, I didn't put my phone on silent. But anyway,
Someone knocked on my door.
it looks like Anita is between 4 and 5 years old.
That's the last
That
thing
would
I
make Linda between 3 and 4, and me 2 or 3. So I'm
I'm sorry.
really not sure of the age that I left the home of my mother.
Did they ask you any questions? Specifically about
So with that being said, I am a wellness advocate, and I support myself with Doterra products. And my product of today is lavender. Lavender means to wash in Latin.
Can I help you?
And its oil is first virtually used all over the world. It's a very famous oil. I remember back when I was in Anadarko, I'm thinking maybe 2014, my sister came to the house and said, "Oh, I think you have pneumonia." Really? And she left for Texas. Oh, I think for a week I was so sick I couldn't walk. I didn't even go to bed. I just stayed on the sofa, and I would crawl from the sofa to the kitchen table
Please don't take us back to my husband.
to get what I needed. But the most thing I wanted was my lavender,
And I will help you. But I need you to
My-
help me first.
peppermint,
I know you've
and my lemon. I would put 2 drops of each in a little bit of water, and I would gargle it, and I would swallow it. So all the pain, I had pain from the top of my head to the tip of my toes to the tip of my fingers. I was in so much pain. I was so sick. I didn't even check my fever. I was alone, and I did the best I could. But I know my throat did not hurt me one bit. I could swallow, I could breathe. I had no problems. It was really good. Now, what lavender is good for, and it goes along with my theme that I'm going with for my fear and my anxiety, and I'm so stressful. But when I get really stressful, I can take the lavender and put it right here on my heart and rub it, and I calm down, and I can smell it, and it just really calms you down. Now, this is a 15 milligram bottle, and it has 250 servings in it. So this little bottle goes a long way. And if you can read on the side, it talks about nutritional suggestions. That means that you can eat this one. I like making icing with this one for my cookies. but it takes care of your stress and your anxiety. And it says that it takes care of tooth grinding. I don't grind my teeth, so I can't say anything about that.
Do you have any idea where she is?
It's supposed to help you concentrate. But if I was going to concentrate, like if I was studying for a test, I would do the peppermint. You just smell the peppermint, you study, and then when you get ready for a test, you put it in a little Kleenex, and you smell it as you take your test, and it helps you remember the things that you were studying with. Okay, and the lavender, like I said, it's good for allergies and hay fever. It also, that little mix I talked about, it also comes in capsule form. But I like mixing 2 drops of the lemon, the peppermint, and the lavender because I can make it as strong or as weak as I want. I can gargle it, I can swallow it, I can do whatever once. Pill, you just swallow and you wait. So I like the mixture myself. They said it's good for stains and strains and pain. And I would say, I don't know, because I haven't used it that way. If I used it on cuts and wounds, I would definitely use it with a carrier oil, even though we can tell that this is not a hot oil because here and here, you know, it's just like putting water on your face. You don't feel anything. And I do not suffer from high blood pressure, and it might be because of this little baby, because it helps with high blood pressure. Migraines are not a part of my lifestyle. The only time I get a headache is when my sugar soars. But if I had a migraine, I would take my lavender, I would touch it here, and I would touch it here. Then I would rub it in to make sure that no drop goes into my eye, because you don't want the drops in your eyes, because that's where it gets hot and that's where it burns. So you have to keep it away from your eyes. So it's said that gives you emotional balance. Yes, I think it would, because if it handles your stress and your anxiety, that's going to bring your emotional balance into effect. But I also found that peppermint is a great headache reducer too. So, and I keep this one in my car. So when I'm not traveling very much anymore because of all the chaos in this world, I stay close to home, and the high price of gas also limits me. But when I go on a trip, I take my lavender with me, and I start feeling tired. I just breathe it, and it really energizes me. So this is a really nice oil that when you're doing long drives, I just want more. I just want more. It feels so good. It just energizes you. So this is a good traveling companion. The lemon, I take the lemon every day because it detoxes you. So you can put, oh, this one's not been opened. Yeah, I'll leave it shut. But I do my lemon juice every day.
Tracy was killed 5 years ago.
And
by her husband. We need to talk to the doctor again.
I keep getting messages popping up on my phone, which is very distracting. But anyway, I support myself with these Doterra oils. And if you would like to look into them, it is my.doterra.com/Genie24. And I will put this in the description. I really hope you enjoyed my short story. And I will be back again with a new story for you of my life. And remember, when I stumble on words, this is something I'm working on also, because I get the stress I get the anxiety and my words jumble in my mind. I wish you
All right, look.
all the hopes and wishes that you dream for. God bless, and I'll talk to you later.
All we want to do is find